Did you have a meeting?
No, not yet, is it 7?
Not according to that class.
Seconds.
We're early.
Yeah.
We'll call the meeting to order. So, have a roll call, please.
Caldwell,
Here?
Deal,
Here.
Falcapisi,
Here.
Kopsini,
Here.
Mimi, Sheldon,
Here.
and Beckwith is absent. We have a quorum.
Okay, we'll rise for a pledge. Bob, would you do the honors tonight for us?
Out there.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Warren Newport Public Library provides the community with access to information, kindles the imagination of children and adults, and supports lifelong learning. Okay, safety instructions, please.
Hello, my name is Andre Harris with the security team. Just want to remind you that as you head towards circulation, you will see the vending room to your left. You'll see the washroom to your left, and you'll also see the exit to your left. And just as a reminder, in case of emergency, please clear the aisle so the paramedics may get through. Thank you and have a great meeting.
Thanks, Andre.
All right.
Okay, the consent agenda. Anybody want to remove any items? If not, do we have a motion?
I move to pass the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, consent agenda passed. President's report. Is there anything that you might want to add?
No, I think Joe pretty much covered it in her.
Yeah, I just want to comment on the bingo for books. What a great turnout it sounds like we had, and I don't know who all started that or who headed it, but I just want to offer our appreciation to the staff and everybody involved. It's greatly appreciated.
Thank you. It was a team effort. Laura Stone was the really the leader of the effort. She was a project leader for sure. So she deserves, I think, the lion's share of the credit. I mean, it was a great team effort, and many people were involved. But
I'll tell her thank you.
we'll do. Thank you.
Great.
Can I add something?
Yes.
I did, as you know, attend bingo in the books, but I think, almost as important or more important than the money raised is it was a way to really bring the community together to support the library. And I don't think there's any other event we have that really brings older people together in such a large number to support our library. Just so the camaraderie and, what we can do for our library, it's a great way to talk to the people in the community that all love their library.
That was very cool.
Kudos to the staff on everything, perfectly.
I just wanted to say, I've noticed the early childhood iPads have moved into the early childhood room, and I think, I don't know if that's temporary for the reconstruction or if that's permanent, but I think they work really well there.
Oh, good. Thanks.
I'd like to say nice things about the green team and the craft swap that they hold each spring. There was a lot of work, and did anybody see everything that they had in there? No, that.
Very cool. Well, thank you. Good job, everyone. Reports of trustees. I'll start out. I have really nothing to add at this point, so anybody like to report on any activities in the past month? Okay, that works. Correspondence and communications. I don't see anything from legal or any other information. Cool. Public comments. Anybody like to speak tonight? Noreen, I should say. We're all good? I love this. Okay, at the table, yes, please stand. Hi.
Like, kind of, like, I'm a tween, and you know about the whole tween area? I was wondering, like, what would be available there?
And I'm sorry, so in the tween area,
Yeah.
what's gonna be available
Like,
there?
point? The point?
Oh, at the point, okay. Well, Noreen or Ryan, could you take that for me?
Sure. Well, it's a good question. Thanks for the question. There'll be a lot of things available. Really a number of different activities. I don't know that I'm the best person equipped to answer everything, but we're going to have a lot of like maker type activities. There's a maker table that will be available. There's going to be gaming in that room as well, of course.
I don't know if
books.
everybody knows what maker means.
Well, the idea behind the maker movement, it's, and also maybe I'm not the best person equipped to talk about this. It's basically, hands-on activities. I think the maker movement a lot of times is associated with like the STEM movement with science, technology, engineering, math. So it's going to have, I think we're going to have things like little bits in there. We can put things together and ways to tinker and build. Maybe Nori can help me out, like I
We're
said.
gonna have Osmos. Some of this stuff is gonna be reserved for the 3rd through 5th graders and other things for the 1st and 2nd graders. But Osmos is iPads that have cameras attached at the top, and they have activities that you can do with that. We're ordering something called launch pads that are, it would be like a small device that you get that has different apps on it for the appropriate ages with different activities. There's gonna be the gaming wall, that at certain times, students in 3rd through 5th graders will be able to do games. And maker tables, they'll have activities there. It could be something about Lego. It could be that they're building little GoBots or something. And then down the line, we hope to get another screen that will be a giant, it'd be like a giant iPad that several students or young people can sit there and do different activities on at the same time. It's gonna, there's more furniture coming this week, so if you've seen the furniture, there's gonna be more comfortable furniture and couches down in the point. And we're very excited about it, we hope you are too.
And any suggestions you might have, let us know, let the staff know. If you think there's something we need that we're missing, we'll see what we can do.
When
So
you let it,
we want to hear your feedback.
you're gonna love it.
Thank you for asking. Okay. Reports of standing committees, at your table, we have, buildings and ground from April 5th, and we have what's the second one?
The policy.
The policy, okay.
Don't forget finance.
And
I'd like to point out a problem with handing those in right the way, proofing my own work.
there you go. So, any other comments that we want to talk about for the committee of the whole? And actually, I jumped ahead from the president's report right to the director report, and I think we've already talked about the director's report in there, so. I originally asked you to chime in under the president's report.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to add, I don't believe.
Okay.
I have one question.
Sure.
Specifically about the retagging project. I'm not sure this is the right time to ask, but just looking at the document left at our tables, the services that are going to be suspended, I noted public internet is on there. Why is public internet suspended?
Just because it would be a challenge for us to provide that service with the project going on. I mean, that's one of those things that was on the table that I really wanted to offer, George, but when we sat down as a team and talked about it, we were afraid we were going to stretch our resources too far, especially realizing that our IT team would be 100% focused on this project, and if there were any issues, we might not have anyone to troubleshoot those issues. So that was a big part of the decision.
So that includes the Wi-Fi or the computers themselves? What exactly is?
Well, I mean, I guess if someone comes into the space that's open and they want to jump on the Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi will be available. Yes.
Okay. 'Cause that's why that was a little ambiguous to me. I think public internet,
Okay.
that to me means the Wi-Fi service as well. So.
Okay. That's good
So
feedback.
Wi-Fi is still open, it's just the computers.
The stations.
The stations.
Right. because we had thought about maybe, I suggested maybe dispatching some laptops to one of the meeting rooms, but for various reasons, it just wasn't feasible. Like you know, our main focus is to get the project done in the time we have. So.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I just found that line item confusing. I don't know if anybody else would have the same confusion. Or if there's another way to rephrase that.
That's good feedback.
You good, George?
I'm good.
Okay, old business, the point, the staff room, project updates.
I think the only thing to add, other than what's on page 31, would be that the appliances have arrived, so they're here. Leopardo, the contractor will hook them up in a few days after some more of the work is done. But the next couple of days are big days for the staff room, and then furniture will come in. More furniture will come in for the points and the report. I think it's next week, on the 23rd. So yeah, they're moving along. We're excited. In terms of the grand opening for the staff room, we tentatively have a date Thursday, June 16th at 1 p.m. And I know that there was a request to maybe have this on a weekend when people are available. But this seemed to be the best date. I wanted to make sure our private donors could make the event. And the point grand opening is still to be determined.
Any other questions?
After we're done here, is it possible to see what's going on back there? As far
Yeah,
as
we're doing the
We're gonna be doing a tour.
the tour, so we can certainly do that, Bob. Sure.
Okay.
Okay, fundraising also on page 31.
Just wanted to, and it's in the director's report, so we grossed over $7,000 for being on the books. In terms of the net profit, we're still trying to figure that out. There's still some things that are outstanding. Although, I have to say that as we've started to analyze the cost of being on the books, staff costs are pretty high. So, one of the things that we want to do is we want to rely more heavily on outside volunteers. So hopefully with this fundraising group we're discussing, we can get more volunteers that can shoulder some of the load. We'll certainly be involved, but it's too staff intensive as it stands right now. So that's something we'll be examining.
So we're not realizing as much as we hope.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
But as Andrew pointed out, it is a great event, and there's other value it adds beyond a fundraiser.
Is the $7,000 free and clear, or?
No, it's not. This is before, that's $7,000 before expenses, so there's still staff time to be considered. And that's one of those things that, it's a little bit nebulous, but I think of that as opportunity costs. What staff have been doing if they weren't working on this event.
Sure.
Well, we're not gonna end up with like a $50 end, thing after all the work that's poured into it.
No, not that low, but it's not going to be, I don't have an answer right now, Bob, because I don't have all the.
No, I think it's a great event.
Uh,
It's just, I don't wanna cut your losses kind of thing.
Right, yeah, we don't want to lose money doing the
Right.
event, right? I understand.
Yeah, I don't know what the costs are, so,
Right.
yeah, 50 was maybe.
Right, I understand. So, so that was, when we looked at the staff costs involved, a little discouraging. But we suspected that, it would be high, and that's why we need to change the way we do that event for it to be sustainable.
Was staff paid for working at the event?
Yes. And one more thing, just to also to mention, Bikers for Books is going along. The planning is going along very well. As I think you all know, Sue is a part of that, and her husband Brian is a big. He's very excited. Janet Uppers is also involved with assisting with planning. So we have a small committee, and the big thing right now is I'm trying to get it set up on ProPay. There have been challenges with that. So once that's set up, which I hope will be this week, we'll post that all around town, and we'll be.
There's some flyers out already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's some. Today we took some out, so it'll be fine.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
When's it happening?
August 28th.
Fun for you. Okay.
That would be no overhead.
Right.
That shouldn't be any. So what we clear is what we clear.
Very cool. Okay, new business, the policy 1010, which is on page 33,
34.
34. Thank you, Nancy.
The cover letters on 33.
Any, George?
Start with a motion. I move that the policy be approved as presented and policy 1013, standards of conduct be eliminated.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a second, discussion?
Yes. I do have some things.
Yes, go ahead.
About 1010. Go to page 34. Fourth bullet up from the bottom. It says trustees protect and uphold library patrons' right to privacy in their use of WNPL resources. Isn't it our task to protect and uphold library patrons and the employees' rights to privacy and safety in the use of WNPL resources and facilities?
So are you suggesting that we add the words "and safety" to that bullet point?
Put patrons and employees and privacy and safety, and then resources and facilities.
I think that the library board's relation to staff is more hands-off. That's more between the library staff and the director.
But we oversee everything.
We oversee the director oversees staff.
Yeah, that's right.
And I would suppose that's covered somewhere in the staff policies, isn't it?
Correct.
I mean,
All right.
Any other discussion?
Could I have a
Yes.
moment? I just wanted to get to the end. Do we say anything about safety anywhere else?
I do not believe so.
Well, I don't think so.
Yeah, once again, operation of the library is the purview of the director, not the board.
I have two more that I'd like to question.
Sure, go ahead, Bob.
Fourth bullet down on page 35. It reads, trustees shall prepare for and attend all meetings. Is there a definition behind all meetings?
All board meetings?
All board meetings and committee meetings is what I would assume.
which is all meetings.
Do you want the word board
That's the
added in there?
intent. Obviously, this is the intent of a trustee to attend all meetings. And of course, there's gonna be occasions where it's just, physically just not possible to attend, but.
I know that.
So, as you've seen, but the intent is to attend all meetings. And I think that's the spirit of this particular policy.
Okay. And one last one.
Mm-hmm.
6 from the bottom. It reads, trustees shall listen politely during public comment. Trustees should not address the board during public comment or public forum except in unusual circumstances. Who's governing unusual circumstances, the definition of that?
I would imagine it would be the board president at the time who would make that estimation,
Or the board as a whole
or
is
the board as a
required.
whole determination. Any other further comment? Okay, I think I'll have a roll call on this one.
Okay. Parker Pisi,
Aye.
Sheldon,
Aye.
Dio,
No.
Mimi,
Aye.
Katsinis,
Aye.
Caldwell,
Aye.
Beckwith, and absent, and The motion passes.
Okay, item B, policy 3046, it's on page 37.
I have a question that just came up at school. The kids want to know when they end school at the year, do they maintain, like a fifth grader graduates this year? Is that a fifth grader over the summer or a sixth grader?
I think the way it's done, and I can double check on it because I heard them talk about this, is that if you are done with that grade level and it's the end of the year, in the summer, you can hop into the next one. In other words, so the vault kids.
But the fifth graders really want to stay and do the 3 through 5.
They just don't have to tell us.
Well, that's what I figured, they're not gonna know if you.
We could do a twilight zone here.
I'll settle them down.
Is that-
It was a big deal.
Oh, they were, so they're very.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
good to hear, thank you, Sue.
For what it's worth, I would be willing that for the summer,
Either way.
it's the kids' call. Someone going from 5th to 6th grade can use either of them for the summer.
And that's
The
really.
day
Yeah.
school starts,
Then you're it, yeah.
And that's really how it is, but
Okay.
if kids are really fighting to get into the one above,
They can.
they can at that point, right?
Okay.
All right, I'll move that policy 3046 be approved as presented.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a second, discussion.
It's about time.
About time, we'll go with that. Roll call, please.
Nimi,
Aye.
Dio,
Aye.
Katsini,
Aye.
Parkapisi,
Aye.
Sheldon, Caldwell,
All right.
Beckwith is absent. Motion carried.
I have a question.
Sure.
Has anybody ever first and seconded,
Okay.
or seconded a motion and then denied it?
Me voted no,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
plenty of times,
Yeah.
All right.
all the time.
Okay, new and notable library program services.
That's actually Andrea.
Andrea.
Oh.
Very good, thank
Well,
you. Go, Andrea.
I did not name this section,
Okay.
but my intent is to introduce ourselves to things our library does, services, sometimes people that our library provides to the public. And each month we'll have something and only take a little bit of time. And so, I don't know if people realize it, our library carries the yearbooks from as far back as
Nancy started to shake.
and I will pass these around. From as far back as 1921 to the graduating class of 1972, which page is marked with a lovely picture of Miss Nancy E. Yoder.
I have to look at this.
All the way to 2015, I guess 2016. And this page is marked with a handsome picture of Mr. Logan Capizzi somewhere.
You know, the hairstyle back then, Nancy, was just fabulous.
So these are in the reference section. People cannot check them out. But they're very cool to have, a little piece of history. And, you know, when the government's looking for pictures, when the news is looking for pictures of people to put on, they always go to the library to get their high school picture.
Wow. This was before the fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
A good decade before the fire.
So, yeah, we can see how the yearbook has grown over the years, too.
Oh, listen, even when my father was at Warren, there were only about 40-some kids in a class.
What is it now?
By the time
5,000.
Aaron graduated over a decade ago, it was up to 800. I imagine
That's
it's,
They're over
ridiculous.
1,000 now.
I was gonna
My kids
say.
have been in classes from, 1,200 per class.
And this is the 100th.
1,200.
The 100th year for the school.
Oh, it
They're
is?
having a big celebration, so,
You mean the coming year is?
and yes, 2016.
It's 2016, yeah.
Very nice, and it's a nice little tidbit of information. It's like,
It's
did you
more
know?
impressive than
That's what it is.
72.
Did you want to know?
Yeah, did we want to know?
It is good timing because of the 100th anniversary. In fact, I just found out today that there is a celebration that celebrates the centennial. And it's for, I think it's for Gurnee residents only and alums. Six Flags Great America, I think it's $30 or $35 for a family. It's Saturday, September 17th. So what they're trying to do is get classes together, do photos of the different classes. So we'll talk about that more, but you might want to put that on your calendar. So that should be nice.
Okay, well, thank you, Andrea.
You haven't aged a day, Nancy.
You know. Nancy, the
Okay.
pictures aren't that different. They really aren't.
I guess 17 and 18-year-olds still look like 17 and
18.
18-year-olds.
Okay, so we're going to be now taking a tour, and so do we have
Wait,
to-
do we want to talk about this? The Waterback and Amen?
Sure, go ahead.
So they're getting pretty close with the review, with the compilation report to our financial statements. They're just not quite there, but they're getting pretty close, so I'm willing to pay them, at least temporarily.
Okay, but as Doug Weidenberg and I were talking about, that compilation of the letter they sent back, I wasn't sure whether we'd be happy with the format or not, but it says balance sheet of April 30th, that's together. I mean, they should have,
It should be
I
as of April 30th.
stressed to them how dissatisfied the board was with their work, and still, that's
Well, and
frustrating.
the issue for me is independence, because when you do so much accounting for a company, which they're doing, you're no longer independent. So their report should say, we are not independent with regard to Warren Newport Public Library or this client. So they're doing bookkeeping work, so they really, and that's kind of a big deal. So unless you or Doug are reviewing and approving every journal entry, they're not independent. That's what makes us certified public accountants, is our independence. So you have to be independent with regard to an audit or review. This is not either of those. This is a compilation. You can not be independent, but you have to put people on notice.
Okay.
So I'm letting them go temporarily if everybody approves, but I really think they need to convince, you and Doug need to convince me they're independent, or they need to convince us they're independent.
Okay.
'Cause if they're not, I think it reflects poorly on me that I don't catch these things, so.
That's why you make the big bucks as board member.
I don't get paid for this job.
Thanks for the feedback.
All right, so we are off to tour the building.
That's
So-
correct.
So,
So,
Captain,
Getty's gonna.
Here's what I'm thinking we would do, and let me know your thoughts if there's anything specific you'd like to look at. I'd like to go out towards the tween space, okay? That's okay with you guys. So we'll take a quick look at the tween space, then I'd like to move out towards the outside. So we'll look around, go back out the main entrance. Look at the tree in that area there. And if there's anything that anybody would like to discuss. We'll then go around through the parking lot. I'd like to show you what we've done with the patching of the parking lot, talk about the lighting upgrade that we did. And we'll come back around through the staff entrance. I don't know if you want to walk all the way around this side of the building. I don't know that there's a need. We haven't really done anything major on that side.
Didn't we get new trees?
2 years ago. They basically flank all along
I'm
that
kind of
flank.
thinking that it would be good if we did walk around the entire building.
It's my exercise for the week.
So let's do
Go
this
Gurnee.
then. I'm trying to think of how we can do that. Maybe what we'll do is we'll go out the main entrance, we'll come around this way, okay? I guess we'll just circle around the whole building, come back in the main entrance. then.
Sure.
Then what we'll do is we'll go back through the staff automated door, and then we can go back and see the staff lunch. I was trying to make sure that, we're trying to see all places, but if that's what you'd like to do, we'll do it that way. All right?
Quick question. Are we gonna have the video camera running while we do this, or can we turn it off for the duration of the walk around?
I'd like to make a motion, we suspend the video for ease during this tour.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passes.
Gina, are you staying in the room?
Yes, I'm staying.
Did she have some-
I believe it, I believe it.
So is there anything that we want to take forward with the tour of the building? Or do we bring that up to the committee of the whole?
Mine makes this bring up committee of the whole
whole.
time, just because it's
Okay.
8:30 and.
That's fine.
And I took notes, so I can present a list, and if you, in the meantime, if you wanna send me a list of observations, that would be fantastic.
Okay, so why don't we?
But I did take notes in my, I
Okay.
wasn't texting.
So anybody wants to forward that to me, and make sure you copy Joe on that also, then we can have our notes for the next committee meeting. Okay, moving on. So the next one is prevailing wage ordinance.
No, the other potential in action.
This is, yeah, agenda items for June 2016.
Oh, yeah, this is for June, okay, thank you very much. So for June, we're gonna have the prevailing wage ordinance, transfer of special funds, annual meeting schedule for fiscal year 2016 and 17, adoption of the working budget, and then Nancy, you and I get to do the exciting semi-annual reviews of closed minutes, so maybe, maybe at the committee of the whole, you and I can knock that off.
Just, okay, that
Okay.
sounds like a good time to do it.
Okay. Visitors, is there anybody that wants to ask a question or make a statement? Okay, very good. Okay, any communications to the public? I don't think there's anything that I have. So, the bookmobile RFID tagging is set for Thursday, May 19th and Friday, May 20th. Limited service from June 6th to 10th. Our next board meeting is June 21st at 7. And the committee of the whole meeting is going to be on Tuesday, June 7th at 7 o'clock. And the art advisory committee, I guess that's to be determined. Okay. Anybody else have anything else?
I might just add with
Okay.
the art advisory group, was in touch with the instructor, Rocco Odo, and this was a couple weeks ago, and he said, oh, next week I'm gonna get you that budget, and unfortunately, I haven't seen it yet, so.
So sad for the students.
But he indicated that, once we get through finals, that this, in June, we're committed on working on it. I have my doubts, but that's the latest I know, so.
Right now, I'm not holding out much hope.
Right.
But I feel so bad for the students who put work into it already.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do we have a motion to adjourn?
I move we adjourn the meeting.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Cool.
Tom, could you pass me that other yearbook?
Oh, yeah.
See, I'm not happy for you. It's the last one.